Hey you all, this is Courtney, as you probably know if you're watching my videos. And I get this question a lot, or I see it a lot on social media, and I thought I would share a little bit, and that is how to teach meditation. A lot of teachers, yoga teachers, are really nervous when it comes to teaching meditation, and I wanted to give you some really simple, helpful hints. And that is, first of all, practice guided meditations yourself. And what I mean by that is use Insight Timer or Headspace or YouTube. And I'm sorry about the clicking in the background. I don't have my sound barrier up, so you may hear my dogs. Headspace, Insight Timer, things like that are really good. You can just YouTube meditations and start listening to ones that are in line with about the time that you're going to need to teach them. And I'm kind of assuming people are asking about guided meditations, but even if you're not, there's some tricks and tips you should know. So doing them yourself and listening will help you develop your own language around meditation. For instance, there is a teacher, I want to say that Jon Kabat-Zinn came up with this meditation. I could be wrong about that, but it's called mountain meditation. And I've listened to probably 3 or 4 different ones, and I kind of just made it my own. When teachers first start teaching in my school, one thing I have them do is I've had them first learn how to do pratyahara, or withdrawing from the senses, using the senses and then withdrawing from them. That is in my book. There is a chapter in my book on dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, or meditation practices within the 8 limbs. So if you are interested, you can look at The Mud and the Lotus, a guide and workbook for yoga teachers. And you can find that on Amazon at aliapress.com. It's about $29. But not just to plug my book, because I'm going to give you some other things too. But I did write that book specifically to help yoga teachers learn to teach meditation. So learning to do things that engage the 5 senses and then withdraw. So for instance, you might take them to a place in their mind, like go to a place in your mind that brings you peace, that you feel peaceful. Now I want you to see it with your eyes. And you're going to go through this really slow, and you're going to give them time. Smell the air. What do you smell in this place? Is there a taste associated with it? What do you hear? Name it in your mind. Is there a sensation on your skin? And have them just settle into this place. And so as you study how to meditation, for instance, in that book, or as you listen to them yourself, you will begin to learn. Now, when people first come to me, what I tell them to do is to find some kind of simple reading and have a reading to do. I really like Journey to the Heart, or, oh my goodness, I'm trying to think. The Mark Nepo meditation books are really good, just short little readings, and then give them a little bit of quiet time. So what I might do is say, all right, we're going to go into Shavasana now. Feel your body. Notice your body against the floor. Take a few nice deep breaths in and out. I'm going to do a little reading for you today from, the Journey to the Heart. And you read the reading. Make sure you've read it first and you've said it out loud so you're familiar with what to say. And then say we're going to have a few, before you go into it, let them know we're going to have a few moments of quiet. And in the background, you can have some instrumental music that is very slow in beat and not too loud, but not too soft. I like the Putumayo CDs, Deva Premal. Some of the quieter ones are really good. Namaste 1 and 2, these are CDs. I'm sure you can download them on your phone. So something that has a really soft beat. You do not want a fast beat with yoga. You can use Indian flute, things like that, Native American flute sometimes, but make sure that it's a real steady beat and a real slow beat in the background. So simply guiding them to the floor, letting them, get settled in their body. You center by noticing the physical body and the breath, okay? That'll get them centered. Do a reading. Let them rest there for a few minutes, but tell them what's going to happen before you go there. For instance, I was in a meditation the other day, and I didn't know how long the teacher was going to go. I mean, it wasn't a class where we had these set times, so it just kept going and going and going. So what I would recommend would say, we're going to sit here for 5 minutes and breathe, or 10 minutes. I do not recommend you ever teach less than 10 minutes of Shavasana. I feel like that's cheating the students, so I would highly recommend that you give them a minimum of 10 minutes, and that's from the time you get them on the back till the time you bring them up. So telling them how long they're going to be there, doing a reading, practicing yourself. Some resources that I gave you were Insight Timer, Mark Nepo's books. I can't remember. It's something about the awakening. The UCLA.com meditations are also good. The Honest Guys on YouTube. And there's also a website called plentywoman.com. She has some great ones. But those are kind of the easy ways to start. I do a lot of other techniques like visualization. We do a lot of imagery and visualization, mindfulness-based stress reduction techniques. I do a lot of kosha meditation and chakra meditation, but I don't necessarily tell them what I'm doing. So chakras being the main energy centers of the body, koshas being the 5, well, we call them sheaths, but the 5 parts of the body holistically: the physical body, the breath body, the mental emotional body, the wisdom body, and then the spiritual body, or connection to something higher than yourself. So I do bring in those elements, but I don't necessarily say to a bunch of people who haven't practiced yoga deeply, oh, we're going to do a kosha meditation today, because they'd be like, what the heck? But I might explain in simple terms what we were doing. So also using Yoga Nidra, you can find scripts online for that. What I would recommend if you use a script is that you read it several times out loud before you teach it, and then mark through anything that does not resonate with you and write in your own language. For instance, I used to use the book The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty, but it had a lot of recovery language in there from 12-step recovery. And I had a woman one time have a really negative reaction. So I would scratch out the word recovery when appropriate, and usually I didn't have to put anything else in there. So those are some helpful tips. I hope they help you. And if you need more information, number one, please subscribe to my channel. There is information on Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi, the last 4 limbs of the 8 limbs of yoga, which are all about going into the mind, the meditation part. There's a video on this website on YouTube for that. There is also a couple of meditations on here. And if you need further assistance, you can call me or email me for an appointment. I do one-on-one sessions for an hour for like $65. If it's in person, it's like $95. So if you're interested in that, just give me an email and send me an email and we'll work it out. Alrighty, I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you like, and thumbs up. Thanks.